Ah, yeah, I guess it's alive. I wasn't quite paying attention. Such. All right. Let's see if the mic's working. No. Yeah, I guess it's alive. Yes, I guess it is. So anyway, it seems loud to me, but I don't give a damn. I'll be loud and obnoxious if I feel like it. So, yes, here we are. So, the reason why I'm doing this live room is because the physics people are boring as fuck. Yeah, they don't even type comments, nothing. It's just nothing, nothing to respond to, so no point in doing the room. So, well, the fact that I still have hair also helps make me look a little younger. But yes, whatever. First time listener. Oh man. You're in for a surprise, little piggy. Anyway. Hey, Forever O Films. Actually, you should not have registered those domain names for me. I was waiting. See, sometimes if you go to the last day, they offer you a deal, $5 off or whatever. So I was waiting for the $5 off deal. But anyway, it's okay. I just have to pay you back. I should have posted that in a response to you, but I just never get around to anything. And I don't give a fuck about anybody's metaphysical position. You either have a theory on reality or you don't. Metaphysics is absolute a nonsense term. There's physics. There isn't any metaphysics. Whatever. Who cares? I don't even know what that word is. A non-genius. Oh, fuck you. You're going to be really irritating, John Dye. I kind of hope you will do as you say. But anyway. I'm just saying, there's metaphysics is a silly term. It's like meta truth or meta. This whole meta thing can just go to fucking hell. I have no use for meta concepts. Beta, meta, whatever. Ultra physics. It's just bullshit. Just fucking jargon. Oh yes, you're so logical. What's the logic behind your name, John Dye? What, is that tattoo you have right above your anus? Another logical thing you did, the anal tattoo. Yeah, well, there wasn't really a Logan Blake. There's just clown, okay? Clown. And clown just keeps saying, you can't prove anything is real ever. So, whatever. Well, he doesn't look all that tough, actually. Still with those silly glasses. Do you have an opinion on open individualism? Oh, man, you've more jargon. Open individualism. You can't tell there's something already wrong when you have to call something open individualism. What is that? Oh, fuck. People got inverted penises, inverted anuses, and inverted brains. Well, I don't know. Gray guy has his own life issues and such, and lots of defectives in the anti-natalist community for obvious reasons. They get it really easy because they have to live, unpleasantness every day. So, we'll have our struggles and such. I saw your reaction to him, but I missed the context. What is the thing with Thunderfoot? Well, Thunderfoot's a douchebag. Thinks women ask to be raped if they wear a bikini. Has a lot of dopey theories about reality. He's just an obnoxious. Um, he's a troll. He trolled religious people. He really has no regard for taking the high ground. He just always takes the low ground. Attacks the low hanging fruit and does it with, um, whatever, booger grenades. I mean, he just doesn't fight like a man. Are you dating anyone? No, I don't think I ever would date anyone. It all goes nowhere. If you fall in love, then you just have to, one of you will have to watch the other one die, and so that'll suck. So forget it. It's all a dead end. Yeah, well, I mean, the whole Venom Fang X argument's a good description of how Thunderfoot never took the high ground in those arguments, and he just kept going lower and lower. And then he finally found some dirt on Venom Fang X in terms of his personal life and all that shit, and he used it. And that's to me just the definition of somebody who can't make the real argument. I mean, we've seen Thunderfoot in a live debate with religious people, and he loses. I mean, he's so, you know, he makes these stupid nihilist arguments, and he just makes the religious person look sane by comparison. You know, because yes, religion's probably better than nihilism. I mean, nihilism is just retarded. Yeah, I'm obviously not a nihilist. You sound like a nihilist. It gets how? How do I sound like a nihilist? It's just retarded. Nihilists say things like, I don't care what happens to anybody, anywhere, ever. And if I'm logical, I don't care what happens to me either. Where did I say anything like that? Well, since you're a compulsive liar if you call yourself a nihilist, because clearly you understand that your welfare matters, that it has value, a lot of value, a ton of value. And so you really just have to be a psychopath if you do the solipsism thing and pretend everybody else is a plastic wind-up duck and they're not really alive. And so they're how they feel doesn't matter. I mean, that's just too fucking stupid, isn't it? Anyway. Subscribers to presentism. Well, you're just full of jargon, aren't you, John? I mean, I'm not even going to read the rest of that sentence. Presentism. You got to learn how to talk English, real words that have real definitions. Yeah, TJ's collected, he collects facts like dust, but he doesn't do anything with the facts. So TJ has some knowledge, but he has no intelligence because he hasn't done anything with the information. Again, he hasn't figured out how to do the obvious thing of recognizing that chaos is not your friend, especially when chaos happens to you. you know, oh, this writing book stuff. This is all from people who probably never read a book. How many books have you read, Muhammad? Except your Quran. Yeah, this guy doesn't know basic metaphysics. Ha ha ha. Again, if you think that's a joke that'll work in this room, you're going to be the surprise guy. Because I would argue that most of the people who listen to me understand that these silly little jargon words have nothing to do with fucking reality. Let's see. Oh, Mobert Atheist. Over the past couple of weeks, two parents of two different kids confided to me that they wish they didn't have kids. Yes, well, you can see it on the face of a lot of, men who, just, Oh, fuck. What have I gotten myself into? Yeah. All is fine and dandy, I see. Well, I know about that, but whatever. I'm really in a crappy mood. That's why I'm not doing something more constructive, is because I'm in too crappy a mood to do anything constructive. Uh, because someone in your room must be a Muslim because his name is Muhammad. I'm just saying Muhammad is obviously it's being called Jesus. I mean, it's obviously, if some of my parents called me Jesus, I'd change my name. So if I left my name Jesus, it must mean I still think Jesus is a somebody. I don't even know if you can call this the reason selfish. I think they have kids because they think it makes their dick look bigger or their boobs look bigger. I think somehow it makes them they think this defines them as some sort of I am a real person now. You have to pay attention to me because I have kids I can blackmail you with. I could stick a knife in their head, so don't piss me off. I don't know. I mean, it's something besides just selfish. I mean, for some women, it's obviously they got to do this. They're pretending that they have some kind of hormone called cuddle. They need to cuddle things, but it's not that hormone. It's just they ate too much chocolate or something. Um, it's just all these narratives are all just made up. If you think you're in the three bear story, then you're a bear. If you're in the three little pig story, then you're a pig. People just, they just make it up. Let's see. Oh, John again. He's so stupid. Because change means that something can change qualities. Well, whatever. There's no change. We're robots. There's no change. Anyway, are you sympathetic to transhumanism at all? Well, if we transform ourselves into nuclear bombs, I think that'd be pretty cool. And then we blow up the world. Cool. Do you have any tips on how to pick a woman? Let's see if she can climb a tree. If she can climb a tree, yeah, okay, fuck her. Can't climb a tree, forget it, but she won't be able to do anything else that's useful. Do you think we can achieve a runaway greenhouse effect? Well, I'm just saying you're not going to run away as far as like, what's that planet over there? There's Mars, and then there's that other one on the other side. I mean, you need to get up like 300 or 400 degrees to really make sure you sanitize this shithole. So I suppose it's possible. I haven't done the physics to figure out exactly how crappy you have to make the atmosphere before it all turns into acid. 300-degree acid. Yeah, Venus, that's it. If you can get a Venus atmosphere on Earth, that would kick ass because, that'll kill everything. Whatever collapse means, civilization is going to collapse. I mean, it's a nice threat, but I don't know exactly how it can do that. You'll have tent cities and stuff, but there'll be people who just won't have to live in the tents. Only religious garb I've ever seen Trump wear is a yarmulke. Well, they all do that, or whatever that is, a yarmulke. Well, obviously Trump's not religious. He's not a billionaire and he's not religious. These are all facts that none of you idiots wanted to make sure you knew before you voted for him for president. But he's a compulsive liar. Newsflash. I don't even understand that one. Jordan Peterson is a man amongst boys. I don't even know. What is that? You saying he's a child molester? He looks a little bit, a little rapey of children. Um, I wouldn't let him babysit my kids. But yeah, he's got such a, that small town preacher kind of way about him. He just gives me the fucking preacher creeps. Does a country that elected Donald Trump deserve to get swallowed up by giant? Well, look, we already deserve everything we've spent all our kids' money. That would be a good reason to kill us all. Ponytails are for girls. I know a lot of guys don't know that, but that's a girl thing. Jesus. Ugh. Jordan Peterson got me through depression. I don't know how he did that because he was boring as fucking, I don't know, nail fungus. I don't know how you could find this man at all interesting. Little trite stories about, well, just to, think about the little train that could, and why could the little train could? Well, because the little train read some books and didn't get drunk, and he spent a little time, tying his shoes and pulling his pants up, and that's why the little train could. I mean, that got you through the bad times? Tripe like that? Fuck. That wouldn't have gotten me through even my good times. Brazil, I don't even know what that means. Brazil is smelly, very smelly in Brazil. And they have, way too many wires going everywhere. Let's see, there are cats. I don't even know what that means, but yeah. Thank you for the sympathies regarding Santino. I really do miss him. He was really, we talked a lot. Sort of love that cat. Oh, the royal wedding. I've always been so sick of this. I just wish people would get over this monarchy thing. But look, electing Donald Trump, it was just a monarchy thing again. People want a king, an incompetent, unqualified, genetic mutant to rule them. This is apparently what they want. That's why they should be, yes. I mean, we have to stop the human parasite. They're so fucking sick. Why the fuck would people pay any attention to these fucking useless sacks of shit who inherit this fucking position? I'm a lord. I'm lording over you. I'm more important than you. I'm significant. You're not significant. I mean, why would they fucking kiss that ass? I mean, those people, like, I've said it before, but it's, these are the kind of people that we really should, think of as kind of a Nazi sickness. I mean, these people, we should set traps for them. And, frankly, and if we don't have the guts to drone them, then we should incarcerate them in some camps. I mean, they're the ones that belong in concentration camps. I mean, fucking people who fondle the saggy vaginas of the fucking monarchy. Yeah, they belong in a concentration camp. I am getting bully. I don't know what that means. In Grupp. Jeez. You got some other problems too, I think. Let's see. Oh, there's John again. What is he saying? With black. Oh, don't do any of this black crap. Hexagons being conscious moments. Whatever. You're just too fucking silly. I was actually having fond memories of Fred's old Fuck the Royal Wedding video today from like 8 years ago. Yeah, I don't even remember that, but I just can't stand. I can't stand that people have a love affair with people who inherit it done. I mean, it's just so insane to sit there and reward people for doing absolutely nothing. Oh, a who had to create the universe? What a surprise. Who created the universe creator? Do you have an answer for that? Did the universe create the universe creator? Or did the universe creator create the universe creator? I mean, people are just so fucking dumb. Oh, yeah, it's all buzzing by a little too fast now, so I won't pay any attention. So I'll just sit here in silence until most of you leave, and there'll be less of this chat, and then I'll be able to read it. Let's see. Well, I don't even know what that means. S later alligator crowd too much. Whatever that means. What are your thoughts on Piro? Is he dumb? Of course he's dumb. Is he gay? Well, he's gay in a like he likes to fuck himself. you know. And you know, he's sort of a male, so I guess that's homosexual. But yeah, I mean, he's a retard. Oh, let's cut the country into 3 really retarded sub-countries. you know, gun nutter, Christian cooker, and welfare horror. And it'll all work out so well. They'll all get along so well and have all kinds of trade agreements, and everything will be so cool. I don't think so. Oh, his stance on immigration is la. Let open all the borders. Let as many people who want to come here, and let them have as many kids as they want on welfare. And it'll all work out great. Because we all know that works out great. All the welfare kids definitely all go to college, and they all become sophisticated computer scientists, and it all works out great. They don't all just become more welfare whores. When statistically, yes, they just become more welfare whores. You know. Yeah, jobs suck. I mean, I'm looking, you know, and you can't. There's nothing in this world to do to make money except lie and cheat. Now, Piro didn't smell bad. And he's a lot taller than he looks. You know, he's thicker. You know, he isn't as like Piro looks like feeble. You know, in videos, he looks like he could just kind of push him over, but he's not that feeble in real life. You know, and he's like 6'3" or something. I mean, he's taller than me. He's tall. Oh, God doesn't need a creator because it's different metaphysical rules. Okay, well, that's what created the universe. Different metaphysical rules created the universe. There. Now we've solved the problem. Oh, you delusional fuckhead. Yeah, if you don't want to write a book, this book shit. As soon as the word book is in a sentence, not paying attention anymore. I make arguments. Somebody else can write the book. They can just compile my arguments and all my brilliant quotes and let them do it. I'm an argument maker. I'm not a book writer. I can't say fuck you in a book. I can't express my contempt for you fuckers in a book. You know, except to write really big. Fuck you, you fucking cunt. Or have a pop-up book, you know, and a gun pops out of the book and shoots you in the fucking stupid, useless cranium you call a brain. What is the hardest concept to understand in physics? They're all easy as fuck. The hardest concept physics has is they don't know what the word bullshit means, because their entire physics is bullshit, just made up, unevidenced bullshit. They don't know what the word evidence means. That's the hardest concept in physics. Oh, there's a thing called evidence? We should have evidence before we draw conclusions? Holy shit. You know, they don't get that. Yes, love all. You can have all my quotes. Every one of them is free. The last video is full of great stuff. I was like saying I should do a compilation video of my last video. As I'm saying, these are all great little 2-minute segments. I should just put all these little 2-minute segments together. Anyway, there's no reincarnation, correct? Once you're dead, you're not coming back. But somebody just like you is because you're a robot. And the robots have a certain model number, right? My model number is epholist, whatever, loser, anxiety disorder, blah, 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 blah. You'll have a few different crazy numbers in my model number, but there'll be another one. They're just a model number. So it's the same difference. I mean, change a few superficial details and you haven't changed anything that matters. There's going to be people in the future born just like me. They're going to, when they're 5 years old, they're going to say, what the fuck is this shithole? What am I doing here? What is the fucking agenda? What, I go vroom, vroom with my trucks and what am I doing here? This place is retarded. The bugs are biting and stinging. There's all kinds of diseases. People make you sick. There's all kinds of shit going. What the fuck am I doing here? This place is a shithole. And so it's going to be the same as me. Same difference. They're going to just be sitting there saying, what the fuck were my parents thinking? I don't know. All my videos are stunningly brilliant, so just pick one randomly and you'll learn something. Yes, there's too many videos and somebody needs to organize it all, but fuck you, I'm not doing it. What's your stance on school shootings? Well, I don't know. Maybe it should be more. I don't know. Maybe a little less. Obviously, kids shouldn't have guns. Duh. Ugh. I mean, I just can't imagine if I had a gun when I was a kid. I would have invented school shootings. It's that's would have been the cool part. I could have been the first one, back in 1969. Because I was psychotic when I was 9 years old. I don't know what that means, morbid atheist. School shootings are the price of living in a world that provides little hope of getting better. Yes, that's what it is. Not exactly true. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to read all that, too much stuff. Charles Reitman, who cares about whoever that is? Gary, are you vegan or just vegetarian? I don't care. I mean, I think I'm obviously vegan, but people obsess about technicality, so fuck it. I'm not going to argue it. I might have had, in the last 12 months, I might have had 2 cans of tuna fish because they were out of date. I had a can of beans that had some pork in it, whatever. Fuck you, fanatics. I'm just so sick of these assholes. What are your thoughts on fat people? It's like asking what's my thoughts on drunk people or depressed people, or, I mean, it's just one of the syndromes of people who are living in a world they don't understand. And so they just eat too much because they don't understand what they're supposed to be doing here. So they just eat it away. It's not even that, I mean, it's obviously we live in a world where it's, we don't have to go out and, eat a bunch of grass or whatever, bananas or whatever the shit is. So it's a little easier to get overweight because we have all this processed food and all the rest of it. So it's dangerous unless you moderate how, what you're eating. Okay, well, I guess I shouldn't get a moderator who really loves blocking people. If the earth is round, how do planes land? What a fucking insanely stupid comment. I'm purist vegan in the sense that I'm a purist that if you can demonstrate how what I'm doing actually led to the death of something, then yeah, or the harm of something, then I'll say, oh, that's horrible. But in some cases, I don't even know if it's wrong. You know, if we actually caught all the tuna fish and made them extinct, that would probably be a good thing, right? So I mean, and they're going to die in nature. So it's like with tuna fish, you're kind of doing them a favor by catching them and killing them because they'll probably die better than they will naturally. But I don't know. I don't want to get into all these silly arguments. People who give a shit about that crap, the whole subject of veganism, again, I keep saying it, but people don't even go get it. It's such a tiny percentage of the pain and suffering on planet Earth that it's like, what the fuck? You haven't cured it. You haven't done anything for these wounds. Okay. I mean, somebody's just been run over by a fucking Mack truck. They got 7,000 hemorrhages and you're worried about one of their pimples. I mean, it's just silly. The whole point of veganism is just to recognize that you don't want to be a part of it. You're not going to put money in the machine. You're not going to subsidize pain and suffering and horror. You're going to say, fuck you, I'm not doing that. You're doing a small token out of you're tipping your hat in the at the gravestone or something. I mean, it doesn't fix anything, but it's just a way of saying I recognize, I accept this is wrong. Fuck. But then you fucking people are just so fucking stupid. Is a natalist vegan? Well, of course, a natalist is always worse. And again, I mean, I don't even want to have these discussions. Again, I just said it. Vegan doesn't fix. It's not meaningful as a fucking gesture to the suffering on planet Earth. Again, so just sitting around doing nothing about all the torture in nature and then saying, I'm just going to, well, I saved this one cat. Now there's only 1,999,999 homeless cats in New Jersey. I mean, it's just not good enough. It's not about how much you know, it's about how much bullshit you don't believe. Exactly. It's how much garbage you don't have in your brain that is the definition of intelligence. It's avoiding wrong facts. That's the most important thing you do is don't get any wrong answers. What is the beeping sound coming from? Who cares? I don't know. I think there's an old smoke detector on my porch. I don't know. I don't hear it anymore, so I can't say anything about it. So I don't even hear it. Yeah, well, they're not separating themselves from the barbarism. They're trying to think they're solving a problem. And again, that's the wrong attitude. You don't keep fighting if you think you won the war. No, I didn't read The Human Predicament, but frankly, I already wrote the same book in a sense. So I don't need to read what I already know. And I like Benatar, okay, but I don't frankly like his writing style. And I don't think his arguments are phrased in the way I would phrase them anyway. I mean, I still like my argument that life is zero sum, not that it's, this idea of asymmetry is too complex a concept for people, apparently. Not that zero sum isn't too complex, because they can't get that either. They're not realizing that it's their need, it's their infirmities that make them think they're winning, escaping poverty. They think they're doing a positive thing when no, you're avoiding a negative thing. Not having cancer feels good. Why? Because having cancer feels bad. I mean, it's just so obvious. Do you think there's anything rational about racism? No, that's an ugly subject. Clearly, there's lots of rational reasons to hate. I hate diversity. I just can't stand it. I'd like everybody to be a clone of me. You know, a me version and a version with vaginas. And that'd be fine with me. I'd be perfectly, yeah, great, fantastic. I have no, diversity pisses me off. So yes, I understand racism. Um, but it's no excuse for treating people shabbily. That's all. Yeah, well, like I said, if I had a gun when I was 9, that would have been 1969, so I would have been a year ahead of her. But yeah, I don't know who the first school shooter was, but I'm just saying, me with a gun would have been a very, very bad idea. I don't even know what that means because he's scared that genetic subjective continuity is true or whatever. I think that's just such a pile of mushy bullshit. Let's have a vote. Joe isn't on any subject, right? I mean, he's just like some kind of Jesus nut, right? He's just preaching some bizarre philosophy that doesn't connect to anything real, right? So he's totally useless as a piece of foiling material, right? So I should just get rid of Joe, right? The Egyptian gods and Jesus created pyramids. That's also an idiot. So that guy could go also. Yeah, it would slow things down a little if I just get rid of some of this slop, right? So that would be the thing to do, get rid of it. Goodbye, retard. Goodbye, Joe, the retard. Let's see. Wise Madness is a pretty big asshole. Gary, if I gave an invisible cloak, 44 Magnum ammo, now, of course, if I had a gun and I could get away with murder, that I'd be murdering all kinds of scum on this earth. There's scum all over the place. Crank callers, liars all over the place, used car salesmen, all kind of bad cops, lots of shit that should be just eliminated. If I could vote for a mob, the Godfather, and it was a Godfather who wasn't interested in making money, but he just wanted to do the justice thing, I'd vote for it. I'd vote for some sort of private army of, hackers. Yeah, I'd vote for that. I'd vote for law enforcement hackers. They just get to the, just kill the fuckers. And, you're subjecting yourself to the fact that somebody could define you as one, but I just don't think I've done anything in my life to deserve being killed. I mean, I haven't imposed on anyone. Let's see, would you shoot physicists who claim that space bends? I wouldn't shoot them. I'd give them a rigorous spanking. Being preposterously silly. Especially little weasels like that Brian Greene. He's always hopping. Physics is so much fun. He's just he's hopping all over the stage. Here, I'd shoot him just because you'd have to. It's a moving target. It's justified. There's a little bit of a challenge because he doesn't move all over the place. So yeah, he should be shot. Neil deGrasse Tyson should just be pilloried. Let's see. Sean Carroll should be put in a giant stainless steel pot. Yeah. Let's see. They all need some kind of torment to just understand how obnoxiously silly they all are. Yeah, well, the argument about the social contract's a real thing. I'm not saying the social contract has no meaning. I'm saying the real question was, what's the absolute value of something? So the argument is that even if I went to prison and I knew that there was a guy called Snarky, Smelly Boots, and he was really Adolf Hitler, and I assassinated him. Now the social contract says I go to prison, that's okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying it would still be the right thing to do. I'm just saying the real value question always comes down to is you can't hurt something that's dead. All right. So if you make something dead really quick, it can't possibly hurt the thing that's dead to be dead. It's just silly to think it could. So all you're really talking about is the collateral damage of the sense of, does killing him make the world a better place? Well, if he's molesting his kids, yes. If he's cheating on his taxes, maybe. If he's, so we could find out whether this asshole's life was worth living anyway. So, but if he was going to cure cancer, well, then it was a mistake. But that's all. I'm just saying you can pretend that the meaning it comes from something else, but the only thing that has value is a feeling organism. It's feelings. And if you're making the whole of feeling organisms in the universe feel better by doing something, it's undeniably good. And if you've made them feel worse collectively over time, then you've done something bad. And that's the only way to judge it. I didn't say cheating on your taxes is a capital offense. You see, you can't even listen properly. I said maybe, didn't I? Yeah, I said the word maybe, asshole. Depends on how badly you're cheating, right? But yes, cheating on your taxes mean you're denying revenue, which means people don't get services, don't get this, and they die. And we know that happens. Doing things on the cheap means people die. And they die badly. Well, I mean, it's kind of a silly statement. Jack Kevorkian obviously wasn't winning either. So if he was your hope, what your hope is that a guy goes to prison, everybody forgets he was there for 7 years, runs for Congress and loses, and then dies. I mean, I love Jack Kevorkian, but he wasn't winning. There's no Fermi paradox, and there's certainly no fucking extraterrestrials. The universe is billions and billions of years old. And if there was another living organism in the universe that had any kind of brain at all, it would have billions and billions of years of a head start on us technologically. And if you don't think that in billions and billions of years we wouldn't figure out how to make the entire galaxy smell like butt, oh, yes, we would. The whole galaxy would smell like butt if we had 1 billion years to pollute it. And so certainly any other thinking thing out there would have plenty of time to make lots of noise, and we would have heard them by now. Kevorkian was a good man, but his eccentricity probably pushed back the right to die movement. Well, I don't know about that. He was very close to winning. If he would have won that last trial, and the only thing that happened was his Feiger, his regular lawyer, bailed on him, and Kevorkian just wasn't smart enough to get a real lawyer's advice. because that was a screw up trial. I mean, that, Catholic judge and a Catholic jury. I mean, come on. I mean, he had no hope of winning that trial. Yeah, well, that petty judge was just such an insane bitch. I mean, 7 years was just so obnoxious. Fuck you. I just block you. Don't you think O.J. Simpson? I don't know how the fuck he did anything. Fucking, give you a timeout. But fuck you till you're dead, you stupid cunt. What does this have to do with O.J. Simpson? For fuck's sake, fucking idiot. I mean, you're insulting Jack Kevorkian by saying O.J. Simpson did anything better. Who cares about the former Soviet Union? And what's an intellectual in the Soviet Union anyway? Oh, do you mean one of the dissidents? Right. Fuck them too. Chili out, man. Well, okay, goodbye. Fuck you. You'll get removed forever for that one. So, see you, wise madness. You're too stupid. I mean, not to know that I have no interest in being told to chill out by any fucker. So go ahead, say chill out, somebody. If you want to get blocked, say chill out, dude. That's even better. Yeah, well, there's plenty of obese vegans. Frankly, if I love potato chips, and I could eat potato chips for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't eat breakfast and lunch, but if I did eat breakfast and lunch, I could do it. So, I mean, definitely could put down 2 bags a day, and I could weigh 800 pounds in 13 months. So, I mean, it's really easy to be a vegan and get fat. All you have to do is eat bread, for fuck's sake. Bread is, all this hysteria about gluten and all this other bullshit. And wheat is, your body doesn't like any food more than it loves flour, ground wheat. I mean, you'll get, if you do any calculations on about what food you get the most of the calories, you actually absorb them, wheat, number one. You know, so I mean, you can get fat real fast on a bread and water diet. Yes, I was arrested when I was, I don't know, 12. I broke $1 million worth of windows and stole some cement for my turtles. Yeah. So they came to the grammar school and arrested me. Yeah. Really quite horrible. Yeah, I put oats in my bread. When I make bread, I oat it up. And then when I make muffins, I put oats in it. So I try to eat oats wherever possible. I mean, eating oatmeal kind of sucks because you're like, oh, I got to put like a lot of fucking sugar on this or something. It's unedible. So, but if you hide it in your food, you don't really notice it. So if you make cookies or something, just throw a couple of handfuls of oats in there and you'll never know they're in there. No, I haven't read whatever that is. I read Final Exit, and that was a huge disappointment as a book. Well, my advice is if you're going to die, you're probably going to fuck it up. So good luck. I mean, it's just such a shitty book. You have a partner. No, I have a friend, sort of a, whatever, ex-wife. I don't know, whatever. I don't really get along with people, and so it's kind of hard to. But yeah, I've sort of maintained a relationship for a long time, but it's really dysfunctional. So it's not anything to talk about. Well, if I'm going to get lung cancer, you get cancer from the first cigarette you smoke, not the last cigarette. So I don't even know whether, was I ever afraid? Yes, but nicotine, once you're addicted to nicotine, it's like, who the fuck? I don't care. I'll die for cigarettes. If there was, a war to liberate cigarettes from concentration camps, I'd liberate them. A connection to Jesus, idiot. I don't know, whatever. Everybody uses scapegoats and symbolisms, and one time something happens and they never forget it, and so they think it happens all the time. It's just so the news is just I've said it before, but the news is just let's go find let's go find the 10 most idiotic thing people did today and put it on the news. I mean, it has nothing to do with news. It just has to do with deviance and aberrant. So, just stupid. Let's see. Carl can go. Carl Rove seems to be a real puke. I don't really want to think about Jordan Peterson's farts. I don't know. There's so many people, kind of query, weird men, I guess. They're so obsessed with anuses. I mean, it's insane obsession. I mean, even if I was gay, I don't think I'd be obsessed with anuses. I might say, okay, once in a while, I'll fuck an anus, I guess. But, I mean, I wouldn't be like anal fucking and proud. I'd still be like, oh, it's an anus. Damn. I don't want to fuck an anus. I want something better to fuck. I mean, it's just not a great thing, anuses. So I just don't understand these people with their obsession with anuses. Ew. What do you think of Hyde Wars? I don't know what that is, but who cares? Morbid Atheist. On average day, corporate news covers about 5 stories. These stories are mostly about car accidents or about some crazy fuck. Yes, exactly. I'm just saying they're about something completely that you shouldn't take notice of. Some aberrant event, some event that never happens. Meteor goes through house and crushes baby or whatever it is. It's stuff that you really shouldn't be worried about because it's stuff that never happens, that there's very little chance it'll ever happen to you. So why is the news, bludgeoning your brain with a bunch of crap that's not going to happen? Sam Harris is a douche, a fucking douche. I mean, he wrote a good book. I mean, the value landscape or whatever, the moral landscape was a good book, but his natalist views are retarded, and he's a bit of a warmonger. And what else is he? He's a douche. He's a pompous douche now. I never had a favorite intellectual. Somebody mentioned Jack Kevorkian before. Jack Kevorkian is the closest thing to somebody I would call somebody I would like to have as a friend. But everybody else on this planet sucks. Obama's manifesto was just a bunch of cut and paste from 4 million other references. He didn't say anything original. I mean, nothing in it was original. I mean, it was just a bunch of whiny conspiracy theory crapola. Well, Richard Feynman was again a pompous douche. He's a likable guy. I mean, Richard Feynman was eccentric and weird and nerdy, and so yeah, he was fun to watch. But other than that, he was a cunt too. I mean, it wasn't all that fucking smart. I mean, some of the shit he believes was just fucking silly. Some of the things he wasted his time pursuing, like the idea that one electron, is actually every electron in the universe because it goes backwards in time and forward in time, and it can be in every location because it time travels. Some kind of bullshit like that. And it's like, why would you waste even 10 seconds on such a silly pile of crap? What words would you want to engrave on your tombstone? Truth. Yeah, that's it. Logic. How can the sun be so large without God? Oh, whatever. I promised to block him before, didn't I? And I didn't do it. You are really dumb. You shouldn't be let out of your playpen or your crib because you're really, really stupid. You heard about the insult? Oh, haven't heard about it now. Those were involuntary celibate. Who cares? These guys can't stand the fact that they can't get laid, and they hate everyone who gets laid. Yeah, just like the Christians. What words would you want to engrave on your tombstone? You already did that. No, I must be behind. Oh, sorry, behind. What was David Pierce's book's name? Who cares? What happened to Logic Rolls the Dice? He became a fucking nihilist. I guess Hoffladay had some personal conversations with him and explained to him, look, you're a rich inheritance cunt, the little legacy wealther bullshitter. Why are you paying any attention to a philosophy that creates responsibility and obligations? Why don't you just be a selfish cunt? Enjoy your fucking unearned money. And he fell for it. Little fucking weasel. Logan Break never had a chance to get to me. Are you kidding me? Come on. I mean, I was almost, you're like, you're holding back the laughter. You're just saying, what is he trying to be? I mean, is he really trying to be full-fledged wigger? I mean, I'm just going to do these cliche things. Like I'll put funny glasses on and I'll point my hair in a pointy thing, and then I'll wear a hoodie, and aren't I jivey? I mean, it's just so fucking ridiculous. Oh, Tommy from the Bronx just made a couple of videos last week. He did some live rooms where he was incredibly inarticulate and boring, just like the old Tommy. He's planning on doing stuff, but he always plans on doing stuff and then he never does it, right? But he's still looking good, so you have to give Tommy credit. He's looking pretty good for a guy who's like, I don't know, he's had aneurysms, and his guts blew up, and what was the other thing? He had a broken neck, and I mean, he's doing quite well for somebody who's feeble as fuck. How does the smoking up, right? There's a little coil inside here. So it's supposed to be a tank, but the tank leaks. So it's just a little coil inside the middle of this thing. And it heats up, and there's a little wadding full of whatever, some sort of plastic to hold the nicotine juice. And so it heats up, vaporizes the juice, then you blow some air across it, and you suck in the vapor juice, and that's it. And this is 4 volts of electricity that, heated up. You use it with a battery usually, but the battery is only 3.7 volts, and so it doesn't really do the job for me. I have to buy a better one. I'm just too cheap to do it. And now you have to be careful to buy one that doesn't blow your face off. Have you ever hear of? No, I never hear of that. Do you still talk to Piero at all? No, I talk to him in these rooms now and then or something, but he's just the same douche as always. He wants to have a conversation, then he argue stuff, he agrees to everything, and then 2 days later he denies that he agreed to it. So there's no point. He's useless. He never learns anything. I mean, you can go over it and over it and over, and he just can't change the record that's playing in his head. No, it's about these images, and it's this tape, and the tape goes by, and we should cut the country into 3 pieces, and we should tax land because, of course, that'll solve the problems, won't it? I mean, it's just retarded. Well, says you. I mean, obviously, big tobacco doesn't produce anything. They're all Chinese, but whatever. The modern mystic is an anti-natalist, but he's not anything that requires him to assert a position. So he can't be like a he's like an anti-rapist. He doesn't rape, but he won't stop somebody from raping. So he's useless. I would put hypocrite on Pierrot's fucking tombstone. He's a fucking hypocrite. Delusional, phantasmagorical hypocrite. What kind of music do you like? Yes, it's all classical. It's my favorite. But yeah, when chicks are singing depressing songs, that always kind of gives me a boner. So I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, I mean, I like lots of different kinds of music, but mostly from my era, frankly. I like that little sad loser song, whatever it is about life sucking. That where the Tears for Fear thing or whatever that they remade. That's a completely different song, but really good. The remake of it or whatever. What's that song called? It's good and depressing. You know, some kind of life sucks song. Yeah, Mad World. There you go. Yeah, when you see the original Mad World, it's hilarious. It's like I don't know, some sort of fake disco-y pop thingy, and it's just so funny. It's so opposite, the remake. I hate poetry with a passion. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I hate humor with a passion. See, accidental poetry, I like. Accidental humor, I like. But you try to do them on purpose, and I hate your fucking guts. I'm sure I hate whatever that is, catatonia. Unless it has banana rama in it, I don't really care. Banana rama. Oh, those were the good old days. The chick bands. Now the only place you have to go like Korea to find a chick band. Yeah, it was Tears for Fears. I don't know. I don't know any of these bands with all their little kind of gay names. Yes, Tears for Fears, whatever. Lamey and samey. Yeah. I mean, the chick bands, there were gay bands, it's kind of gay. 120, wow, 122. It's pretty dumb and inarticulate for 122 people, but, what are you going to do? I don't know how many actually died in the Holocaust, but it's probably at least, somewhere between 2 and 4 million, probably. I mean, obviously the Russian numbers were boosted just so they could steal more of Germany. But, whatever. Yeah, Poison didn't really look gay. I mean, half of it looked gay. Okay, but the other half didn't seem that gay. It just seemed so boy band, you know. It was just such. It was so high school. It was like a high school band. Poison. I mean, they were the perfect definition of poser, right? I mean, it was just such a poser band. Oh, you know, didn't I block you? How did you get back in here, you crazy fuck? You don't think Hitler existed. I mean, what an idiot. Yes, I like Asian women's muchly. I like Asian culture a lot. You know, except for the stupid parts, you know what I mean? I kind of like the idea of the saving face and honor codes and all of that kind of shit. I like that they have some fucking integrity, you know, and they think that's a meaningful word. You know, they're not as disgust, you know, they don't they're not so dishonest. You know, they're just that lying scum. I love the idea of, you know, taking a bath with a few chicks and all that kind of stuff. So that appeals to me. Meyer Mystic said the best haircut he ever had was in Singapore. So I just imagine that haircut must have been, yeah, by a chick band. Yeah, no black holes. It's a useless conversation. Japan has a lot of suicides. Yeah, that's why I respect that also. They have a forest, suicide forest, which is kind of neat. You know, you just go kill yourself and nobody even cleans it up. They just they just leave you dead there. Oh yeah, he's in suicide forest. It's okay, just leave him there. Yeah, so I think I've saved more people than I've killed, but you know, it's just a guess. But I've definitely stopped people from even thinking about making a reckless baby. So I feel good about that. At least not all religious fundies about the issue. I don't know what that means. Suicide forest is intriguing to me. Yeah, so every country has one. There's apparently a place, some big giant cliff in like the Netherlands. And you can people just jump off the giant cliff. There's no way we can defend the wrongness of pedophilia. I don't know how consensual sex has anything to do with children because children aren't capable of consenting. That's why we don't let them do things like drive or drink or all that kind of crap is because they're not competent. So that's an idiotic argument. Children can't consent. They don't understand implications very well. Children do insanely stupid and reckless things. My life, you know, if you had a videotape of my childhood, you'd recognize that, oh, he should have been killed many times. And it was only luck that got me through. I mean, if I wasn't so introverted, I probably would have herpes now. You know, it's only by accident that I'm not a bigger mess than I am. I never thought marriage was anything. I always knew I'm never going to really get married. That just seems way too stupid. If I love somebody, I love somebody. I don't, why would I want to? First off, it just seemed too religious, you know. But even the civil ceremony is too religious. I mean, it's just such a, what does this have to do with, I want to fuck you. You think it's okay to be fucked by me. So yeah, we'll hang out. I just don't get I don't need a formalization. And I knew I was not going to have kids. So clearly I didn't need a contract binding me to marriage. Two views on sexual ethics. Well, I'm just saying, if Benatar is trying to defend any kind of crap about how it's okay to have sex with kids, it's just stupid. You know, I mean, they really just can't understand relationship. I mean, just to think about your own childhood and how you know, oh, I love her so much, and then 2 weeks later, oh, I really hate her guts. I mean, it's kids are too fucked up. You can't mess with kids. I mean, even if they want to have sex with you, I'm just saying, you just got to, no, you can't do it because you're too retarded. I can't have sex with a retard. I don't have any current intentions to bring back the canoes. I mean, I talk about it. Like I'd like to do it, but I need to do. I'd like to do something more formal than this. You know, more deliberate and purposeful, and you know, something bigger. But then it has to be a job. You know, it has to be. Um, but I'd really like to make a movie, or I'd like to do something. You know. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like the format of it. I like the idea of it. So it is appeal to me. So maybe this summer I'll do it. I mean, it's always floats in the back of my head that I want to do more commentary. See, I've gotten myself back into like I'm going to start doing the local government shit again. I'm just saying. See, the problem is I'm trying to do way too many things, and you can't do that. It pisses me off. And I really like doing the physics thing is a really interesting puzzle, and I can't put it down kind of thing. It's like a video game. So doing the physics thing is like a video game, and I'm right in the middle of the video game, and it's like I just can't let it go. Because it's such a challenge to say, oh, come on, I got this simple answer, and they're still believing in this rubbish. And it's, you know, and it's also just interesting that I keep learning new things and new things that work, and it's just getting better and better and better. And so it's like very compelling, but it's consuming a ton of my thinking time. I mean, when I go to sleep, I think physics. I mean, I really do that. I mean, I dream physics. I mean, I'm gardening, I'm thinking physics. I mean, it's just always running through my head. Yeah, well, black holes aren't even interesting physics. There's just no evidence. Without evidence, there's not much to talk about. So whether they're black holes or dense objects, I don't think there's any such thing as an Earth that's the size of this vaporizer. I don't think the atomic particles can get that close together. You can't create enough pressure to make that happen. And I think anything that pressurizes too much does exactly what supernovas do. It blows up. So I think there's a limit, and the system won't let you make black holes. They'll blow up. Yeah, it's not true, Gary. Fuck you. That's not an argument. That's not true. That's not an argument. It's rhetorical gas. You know, it's a rhetorical fart to say something like, it's not true. How does this asshole keep getting back in this room? Just amazing. I kicked him out 3 times. How does he keep getting back in here? When did you become ethicist? When I invented the word. Yeah, well, sometime it was around when derived energy sort of pissed me off because he didn't take any account of the animal argument. And I thought that was just retarded. So that's when I said I have to make a distinction between, because derived energy is the one who brought antinatalism as a word. And I just said, I have to make a separation between me and antinatalists because I don't give a fuck about this human thing. We're such a tiny part of the problem. And I said, I got to make this point that no, it's about the bazillions of mice every day that get tortured. It's about all the animals on this planet, the fucking little tiny bugs. Technically, there's no reason to think they don't feel. I mean, there's a lot of players in this game that these antinatalists aren't paying any attention to. There's a lot more suffering than just psychotic humans. A lot of shit is suffering on this planet. He was teaching English in Indonesia. He was an English teacher. Very big mistake. Once it turns into a black hole and grows too dense, it'll quasar. Oh, let's see again. Just more rhetoric and jargon and whatever. Oh, it'll turn into a blinking gamma ray source and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. Yes, there's every chance I'll publish papers once once I get my fair chance to argue with a real physicist and show them for the frauds they are. Yeah, then I'm going to start winning. And once I start winning, I won't even have to publish papers. People will come to me. You know, tell me more. They'll be, tell me more. Tell me more. Do you ever question the futility of your channel? No, as I've already just pointed out very shortly ago, I've made vegetarians and vegans. I've stopped people from having kids. And I've also prevented some people who felt quite hopeless, and I've given them some reason to think they can do something with their life. It wasn't all a waste. They can at least be here to raise their hand and say, I get it too. So yes, I feel pretty good about my channel, fuckhead. There's no hard problem of consciousness. I've done a ton of videos on it. We're conscious because feelings can't be manifested any other way. You can't just think pain. So you can't just have a thought, pain. Oh, I'm having horrible pain. I'm having horrible pain. That's not going to work. You have to somehow make the pain, you know, kind of grab you by the nuts. The only way it can grab you by the nuts is to have this illusion of a self, to be conscious. So we're only conscious because we feel. If we didn't feel, we wouldn't be conscious. Feelings are why we have a consciousness, not thoughts. Let's see. I'm just wondering what your argument against physicists are. Well, their whole theory is made of shit because it seems they are the default authority on shit like the quantum. Well, again, there's no authority because there's no evidence. Their entire premises are all just fairy stories. They're all three bears bullshit. Bent space, time dimensions. All this crap is completely unevidenced. The relationship for time dilation, the only evidence that exists is a relationship between velocity and the fact that the metabolism of atoms changes. That is, clocks break when you move them very fast. How does that imply a dimension called time? There's no dimension necessary. I mean, I can just go over all those things, but I'm just saying it's all premised on absolutely no hard evidence. I don't think you fully understand the hard problem. Well, fuck you. Yeah, I fully understand that it's not a problem. You don't understand how you can't make a synthetic pain that isn't felt. How could it possibly work if you don't have to feel it? You have to feel good and bad for there to be good and bad. There's no good and bad in the world. A fire starts and is burning a house. There's no badness in the world, okay? There's no badness until something feeling is affected by it, you idiot. We create bad by simulating a problem in the world, that is, a bear is coming, and my brain has to make that important. It has to make that bad. And so my brain creates a feeling that I can't ignore. If it was just a thought, we would ignore them all because it would just say, bad for who? There's no suffering. There's no pain. Why is it bad? Because you say so? Oh, fuck you. bad would be just rationalized away if all it was a word. It can't just be a word. It has to be something in the hardware that you can't you can't you can't hack yourself a way around it. And so this is so unhackable. How do you hack feelings? You can't hack them. Oh, fucking idiots. Get a haircut, loser. Well, that's a really, really brilliant statement, man. Why would I do that to be a nerdy putz like you? And this is coming from somebody with an icon with long hair. Amazingly retarded. Ugh, same troll. So he just keeps making accounts and calls them the same name. And YouTube doesn't stop that. Just amazing. They don't have an algorithm for that. Oh, this user's made the same name on 17 accounts. Amazing. I don't know what was uploaded. Yeah, that is way off topic. Yeah, I'm actually 11 years now, right? May. Yeah, it's I think May 13th is the anniversary date. So yeah, it's 11 years now. 11 years of YouTube. Ugh. Anti-bullshit man is incredibly anal. I mean, jeez. I'm neurotic, so I understand that. But I mean, he is just so word obsessed. Oh man, he's so anal on some words. I would have thoughts on Stefan Molyneux. I've talked to him in the past, and I've made a few video responses to his idiocy. And what else is there to say? I took IQ tests when I was a kid because I failed grammar school. I mean, straight D's and F's, and so they were going to hold me back because I was the youngest kid in the class. And but they gave me IQ tests, and apparently I did well enough on the IQ test for them to say, no, there's no point in keeping him back because he's obviously just pretending to be retarded. But the idea of a timed test to me is just such a bad way of measuring intelligence. I mean, how fast you can solve a problem really isn't the key, right? It's how well you solve the problem. And the idea of timed intelligence tests really doesn't appeal to me at all. I don't see any reason why they should be timed tests. The test should be, can you get right answers? Not how fast you can get right answers. Is there a record of your conversation? Yeah, it's one of my videos. It's on there somewhere. Do you have any cats left? Yeah, there's one. The orange one's left, the big long-haired one. But he hates my guts pretty much. Every day. I've been feeding him for like 5 years now, and he hisses at me every fucking morning. But he lets me pet him on the head a little bit. But so yeah, I feed him still. But it's not, he doesn't show up every day. He's a funny cat. Well, their cats are all funny, right? I mean, they all have a personality. I don't know why anyone think that Trump would have a high IQ when he is so fucking thick and stupid. I mean, fuck, he's really dumb. Yeah, I would like to be able to, rip Jordan Peterson a new asshole, so to speak. This whole fabiology. Oh, fabiology to the rescue. No, that's really not going to save us. We've been there and done these silly little Aesop fable kind of crap. These little simple stories are not going to fix the world. Can you dance or sing? Well, if I have to, I can. But I have to admit I do neither of them well. But I'm sure it's always going to be entertaining. Well, yeah, I helped out at the stupid fishing derby the last weekend, and some weird guy showed up out of nowhere. Hey, Gary, he's talking to me and doing it, and he's weird. All right, he's all weird, and he's just like, who the fuck is this guy? So I had no clue who he was. So I don't know. I don't know whether that was an internet person or what it was, but it was really creepy. One thing done in your lifetime, like getting them develop substance, people, or if I do anything, I'll do everything. So the point is like, let's say if I'm right about the physics thing, which I'm damn sure I am, but let's say I actually pull that one off, I'm going to have so much power to pull off all the other shit then. So, once I succeed at one thing, I'll succeed at everything. Gary did a video on every person I couldn't stand years and months before I found his channel. I suppose I did. Every time you make a joke, your joke threats say metaphorically at the end, so dummies don't think you're serious. Yeah, well, obviously I am serious, but you can't say you're serious in reality, or you go to jail. But I mean, obviously, you know, if I was the invisible man, the world would be entirely different. you know, because I would make it different, and I would do it. Mm, a lot of people would be sleeping with the fishes. Are you a degenerate junkie? But just wondering. No, I've never been a junkie. When I was 15, I had a little trouble with drinking. I mean, I was, drinking every morning just to get to school. But never really had a drug problem. I mean, I've had prescribed drugs that I've ended up addicted to, and that caused some trouble. But I've never been just nicotine. Is the only thing I can't control. I mean, I drank coffee for 10 years and I quit that without much trouble. Although I do miss it. Yeah, nice cup of coffee. Anyway, you just never type names to me. It's just a waste of time. I don't even remember the names of the people I do watch. Poodle Sue made a response video to Conscientious Over as a response to yours, inmendham. Oh, okay. Well, I haven't seen that yet. Would you ever take a bullet for a friend? I'm the type, I'm just saying. I don't know whether it's a good idea, though, because most of my friends probably aren't worth it. But I'm certainly the type. I always thought about, even as a kid, that what would I do if the plain facts are I'm in a foxhole and the other 6 guys have really good lives, and they got wives and they got kids and they got stuff, and the grenade sitting there. So I've sort of programmed myself to know, yeah, you're the disposable one because you're kind of a fucktard. you know. So I kind of have that in my psychology. I always thought about stuff like that, like, just as a challenge to my tendency to be a weasel. Like if there was a girl, like a little 13-year-old girl trapped under a burning gas truck, and I kind of ran it in my head and said, okay, we know that you just do have to try. And yeah, it's going to be really scary and it's going to be annoying because you get blown up at any second. It's ooh, but you just know in your head, you got to try, And so once you have that thought, at least when the time comes, you're more likely to be able to pull the string on the chute, so to speak, because you've kind of pre-set yourself up to know, don't think, don't even consider thinking about it. Just do it. If Earth is round, why do conscious condoms exist? Yeah, another brilliant question. Don't think better. Single then settle. You could pukey. Blah, blah. I'm too tired to read that. Gary, just wondering about your dream life. Yeah, well, that's really interesting. I have to admit. If you're no need, but if you see to the type with an interesting dream life, any lucid ones. Well, lucid is a weird word. I mean, obviously, you have lots of dreams that blend into reality. Waking up can take 20 minutes and, you're half asleep and blah, 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 and all that crap. Um, but yeah, dreams are, I used to fly in my dreams, which was really cool. I haven't done that for, decades. So I really missed that. But, I've had some great sex dreams. I went to Madonna's house once and she was just a decapitated head. Yeah. And she was showing me all her junk and her shit. And she was just a head on the floor talking to me. I mean, it was just so bizarre. And I was like, Madonna, but it's just her head. It was like really fucked up, but that whole, whatever that is, that where you, God, I hate getting old. Suspend, suspend, what do you call it? Suspend reality? No, whatever you call that in dreams. Or you suspend something. There's a term for you suspend. Well, anyway. And yeah, it's just funny that you accept it, and it's like I've been killed so many times in a dream and I just accept it. I just say, oh yeah, well, okay, I'm dead. Oh, wait, I'm not dead. No, it's just, no, it's not suspended. No. Yes, suspension of disbelief. There you go. It is kind of a messy term, but it sort of says where the point is. I mean, your brain just doesn't get that, oh, this is fundamentally fucked up. But it's funny that some dreams finally go so wacky that it wakes you up because you say, oh, I must be dreaming because this is too fucking idiotic. I think you should be antinist or natalist, but something in between. Oh, fuck you. There's stupid. Oh, yeah, you should be a little bit in love with living things because they're just so interesting. The way they kill stuff and eat it. Can you tell us about some ailments? Oh no, they come with getting old. No, they're all disgusting. There's hairs in my fucking ear. My fucking ear has hair in it. I mean, it's disgusting. Ugh. No, I mean, getting old is just so bad. If anyone wants me to repeat those two people who helped, well, whatever. I agree. Gary is all of his video content. We all know janitors. Yes, janitor is a good concept. I invented that. There is no in between. There's no logical plus and minus at the same time. I mean, I'm just saying that the logic dictates that this is either a good or a bad. It doesn't. There's nothing really on the fence. And natalism is clearly a negative. Yeah, that's why I mean the nose hairs are bad, but I'm just saying that, yeah, that comes, you're not that old when that one comes, but I'm just saying there's a lot more shit that happens when you start getting older. Well, other people keep saying this. Jordan Peterson ended my depression. Then why are you in this room? Why are you connected with me at all? You should just be going about your business of tying your shoes and cleaning your room and being a good citizen and pretending that everything's going to be okay. That life isn't preposterously stupid and imbecilic, that there's pain and suffering happening all around you and you're not doing a damn thing about it because you're a lazy cunt. I mean, life sucks. None of us can play the game well. I mean, we all fail. Nothing to feel good about in this slop. Dumb cunt. Oh, it's just so disgusting. God, I mean, Jordan Peterson looks like what he looks perfect for the role of being one of the women in Monty Python. When they put on the wigs and pretend to be women, he looks like a man who cross dresses or wants to or needs to or something. I just hate him. I viscerally dislike his whole persona, and then what he says is so trivial and womany that I really hate him because it's exactly the kind of pussy wooey bullshit. He's exactly like his fake. He's a beard of himself or whatever. He wants to be a woman, and he's talking like he has the manly view. I mean, it's so humiliating to penis because he is such a shriveled dick. Well, I wish he was more Kermit the Frog, actually, because you know I think Kermit the Frog banged whores. I don't get why Jordan Peterson gets so many views. I don't get why anybody. How do I get how people can listen to him? Just to respond to his videos was nauseating. I can't imagine listening to them with some sort of interest or curiosity. Oh, what fantastical thing will he say now about magic unicorns and happy love fun? I mean, it's all such drivel. He doesn't. What has he said? I mean, you can't quote anything he said. A penny earned is a penny saved. I mean, a penny saved is a penny earned. Eat an apple a day. It'll keep your doctors away. I mean, it's just such trivial tripe. How could anybody think it was valuable? It's such mush. There's no chance he's going to debate me, so why would I waste my time? He has no incentive to set himself up for failure, and he will fail. Yeah, I need a little more than 0.3% of personality flaws. I have way too many personality flaws to be president, but I certainly could be the man behind the president, so to speak. I would be a very good chief of the staff and such. Yeah, well, porn, I mean, frankly, been there, done that. I mean, porn is samey all over the place. I mean, oh, there's a penis going in a vagina. Oh, there's one going in the anus again. I'm not really into that anal thing, so I'll just skip that part. And oh, there's a penis again. Oh, yep, yep, yep. Oh, jizz. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, I just can't. Porn was really cool when I was like, you know, 17, but it was uncool by the time I was like 18, except to watch as a joke. You get some of that Swedish shit or something with the stupid music and the whole funky story. And it was like, oh, okay, that was pretty funny. But I mean, generally speaking, the Playboy channel was actually pretty good when that was on, right? Because they had like women taking showers. I liked that. Women taking a bath. That was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm really not, I really don't like looking at some other guy's penis. Not that I don't like penises, like not that I'm scared of penises or they bother me or something. I'm just saying, I really don't want to watch some other guy getting it. It just make me feel good. It kind of makes me feel depressed. Oh, look, he's getting some pussy. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it just doesn't do anything for me, you know. So I never had a problem with being addicted to porn. But I would collect images, so there was a while where I collected lots of figure art images of, pretty women. I mean, I like looking at pretty women, so I have to concede. But porn, no, not so much. I like the aesthetics of sex, but I don't like watching sex. Whatever. Plants have magic abilities. You're too stupid. You're too fucking stupid. Goodbye. And such. I wish they didn't put this stupid, your message will be hidden. Why do they put this message on here? It just gets in the way. Yes, that's why I hit that. The dictatorship of the protagonist, proletaret, whatever those are called. It's not a dictatorship in the sense you're probably thinking. It's just advocating workers' interests who are the new ruling class. Whatever. Well, they're obviously not in this world, so I don't know where you're dragging that crap up. That might be historical crap, but it's not true anymore. Workers have never been weaker. Oh, these people in the flashing light. It's just it's an object day art. Object day art. Anyway, there is not one example where communism led to a better place. Well, again, it's just so stupid to think that communism was ever tested, and it wasn't. It was only tested in the circumstance of hot and cold wars, you know, and also corruption. I mean, I could argue that I could put 2 laws into the Soviet Union, and I would have fixed, all of the corruption. You could, the party corruption was just wrong. Once you start bribing people to be members of your political party, obviously that's bullshit and it's corruption and it'll ruin you. So it became a kind of monarchy, But countries should be run by workers primarily. Consumers and workers should run the world. Nobody else has any rights to anything. Even if you're right, what's the point of moaning and complaining? Well, fuck you. You won't convince enough people. Says you. Oh, you're such a, you know the future. So you would have said that to Martin Luther King, probably, right? You'd say to little Martin Luther King, shut up, you little whiny bitch. You can't fix any of these problems. These problems are intractable. They're the way the human race is. Whiny bitch. Fuck you. All right, most teachers' pensions invest in Lockheed Martin. Yeah, well, the government union has to be destroyed because it's obviously not protecting fairness; it's protecting privilege. They don't even participate in Social Security. I mean, it's just so retarded. It's a union that has to be outlawed. Yeah. I like your idea about a fairness first party. Exactly. I have to work on that. I think it's pretty safe to say that the average person on Earth is a variation of bring back old school from Reddit. Well, whatever. Bullshit. Oh, there's Adam. Let's see. You should have thought the conversation would have progressed after all these years. Yeah, no, everybody's still an idiot. Me smart, they all dumb. So it's 11 years later, same problem. You like New York? No, it's a t-shirt I got in somebody's garbage. I hate New York. New York's stinky. Ugh, Donald Trump slept in it. I would piss on it. I would piss all over New York because Donald Trump slept there. I am actually pretty much half Canadian. Well, I'm actually 100% Canadian in a way. Both sides of my family, the great-grandparents lived in Canada. The best anti-natalist, but I survived that retardation, obviously, because all the Canadians are retarded. But it was the safe part of Canada. It was all the way on the East Coast. So that's the only part of Canada that's at all rational. What would you do if you became, ooh, ooh, I don't even play with that word. Yeah, there's no chance I'm ever going to go impotent. No way. But yeah, if I went impotent, it's really, that takes all the fun out of life. Well, it takes a lot of the fun out of life. I suppose you can still masturbate, but it's just harder. I mean, softer. I mean, more difficult. But yeah, I don't know. Fuck you for putting that, even in introducing such a disgusting word into this conversation. I think a lot more people would be receptive to your arguments if you wrote, oh dear, a comprehensive book. I think most people, first off, they don't even read the books they buy. They don't read well, so they don't pay any attention to what they're reading. So I just think that's crap, frankly. I actually write very well when I'm capable of writing. I just haven't been capable of writing for a couple of years. I used to write marvelous love letters. Have you ever seen a beheading video? Yeah, it's, mildly entertaining. People trying to get you to write an encyclopedia, man. Well, whatever. Again, I have a encyclopedia of information I have created. Let somebody else compile it into a book. Is your old friend your bestest friend? Well, she's certainly very kind to me. Look, we have agreeable personalities, so you know, um, but we're obviously different histories. But yes, I mean, yeah. Well, everything hurts party sounds a little whiny. I think fairness first is still the better phrase. What's your favorite flavor of potato chip flavor? Oh, jeez. It's a little bit sloppily written. I don't know. They're all good, right? I never really met a potato chip I didn't like. I mean, the onion and whatever sour creamy thing is pretty good, and barbecue is pretty good. Yeah, standard flavors are pretty good. Vinegar and whatever it's called, vinegar and something, surprisingly not bad. No, whatever the dark web is, I haven't gone there. Well, the Supreme Court, you can't do much. I mean, you're stuck with the other assholes. So, um, president, you have a lot more executive power. Um, and you have the pulpit thing. You can just go right to the floor of the Congress if you want. You can make speeches all day to the congressmen, call them liars and scumbags. So I definitely would enjoy that. I'd give a State of the Union speech every 2 weeks. Tell the Congress they're all bags of shit and lying, corrupt motherfuckers. And I'm going to fucking hunt them down with the FBI and put them all in jail for being thieves and bums and creepy old farts. No, I mean, look, Benatar's argument is pretty straightforward. Life is shit, and it is. It's made out of a negative force. It's not made out of a positive force. So there's nothing good about creating sentient organisms because they're really just in a forced march, and they're grateful when they don't get bitten by as many mosquitoes. So, happiness is, oh, not as many mosquitoes bit me today. Ah, so much better. To only be bitten by 100 instead of 1,000. Ah. So we're just grateful for not being in a worse condition. You know, if you're middle class, you're happy because you're not poor. It's all that kind of thing. If it's never about, you're just pleased by escaping. All right. So that's all you're trying to do is escape worse. Well, some sluts have decent lives. Honestly, I don't even know what that means, but I hate those idiotic questions. What's worse, being a tapeworm in TJ's ass, or being a mouth sore in Jordan Peterson's nose? you know, yeah, I don't know. They both suck. I don't really care how humanity ends. I just want it to end soon. Yeah, well, the problem is people have big brains and don't know how to use them. Quite obviously, that's the biggest problem. Because we can fix it all. We can we can sanitize this slop, but people are too stupid to realize that's what needs to get done. Well, potato chips are, I think, still win over French fries. French fries are too fryy, too greasy. Favorite artist? Oh, forget about it. Leonardo da Vinci. I mean, I say it just because he was probably the greatest artist ever. In terms of being an artist that is a renderer, hand-eye coordination and such. How old were you when the idea of anti-nihilism first sunk into your head? Oh dear. Well, I mean, it's just asking me like, what's the first? How old was I when I first realized I'm in shit? That this isn't going to be this game isn't a good game. And that was like 5 or 6. Uh, well, I haven't killed myself in the past because I felt I was entitled to a dignified death. So I always held out for the right to die. And I don't kill myself now because I kind of realize it's not going to solve the problem. I've got to kill the breeders. Killing me doesn't stop it. Killing them would stop it. So I've got to stop them. I thought about paying for sex a couple of times, but I never did it. Well, I don't think Rembrandt comes anywhere close to Da Vinci. I mean, the statues alone, just take away Da Vinci's paintings. His statues alone are brilliant. Just fucking brilliant. Rembrandt can't touch that. I mean, frankly, Da Vinci's paintings, they're not, frankly. I mean, even the whole God picture, with the fingers, brilliant as a creative piece of art. So just brilliant. I don't know if it was painted brilliantly, but it's brilliant as an imagined idea. But what's with the tiny penises? I mean, it's so distracting because it's like nobody has penises that small, do they? I mean, they didn't have penises that small back then, did they? I mean, it was just insanely bizarre. Well, maybe I got the wrong name. Who's the other guy? Michelangelo. I'm sorry. My brain fart. Sorry. Yeah, Da Vinci was shit. Yeah, sorry. I have no use for Da Vinci. Sorry. Big mistake. Michelangelo. Yes, that's the guy. He is king. So yeah, his names are Something happens in my brain with names. They just don't obey the traffic laws. I mean, people introduce themselves to me. Hi, I'm Jim. Bleh. I don't hear any of it. I just don't hear any of it. It's like I'm saying, oh, what the fuck's this asshole's name? I mean, I'm so bad. Well, the point is using nuclear weapons badly will not solve the problem. We need somebody who uses nuclear weapons entirely. You got to do it right or there's no point. We know that when you destroy civilization, you make more babies. I mean, our invasion of Iran increased the population growth of Iraq, increased its population. It doubled its population increase. Afghanistan, I think the average is 8 kids. 8. I think that's the average. I mean, destroying civilization will not be good for the anti-natalists. Let's see. I think Yemen has the most per capita. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that the numbers, the world is becoming a frightening place. Ugh. I mean, where the human race is living is not a good place. Most human beings are not living in a good place. Well, I really don't need to go through all the art in human history, but I'm just saying I haven't seen a lot of art, and I'm just saying the stuff that stuck out. Some people are just way overrated, like Matisse and stuff. I mean, they're just way overrated. Gary lives in one of those richest counties in New Jersey. Yeah, it's very difficult. It's also, I barely live there. you know, barely, barely sneak my existence out in one of those communities. I'm very factually the poorest man in this town. Yeah, well, some artists are about the message, and some artists are about the aesthetics, and some artists are just about the skill of the render. So the word artist doesn't mean enough. There's at least three different kinds of artists, and there's just no way of comparing those differences. The entire shtick of yours is a form of coping and escapism. That's I don't have a shtick, but anyway, if you truly felt the way you claim you do, it's just such a waste of time. I mean, I can't make it any clearer. I'm scared to death of recurrence. I'm scared to death of the fact that people do wake up conscious and have to re-experience what I experienced. You think that's a dishonest statement? I mean, how big a cunt are you? I mean, you're just such a fucking little piece of shit. I hope you get killed horribly. Get what you deserve, you piece of shit. I mean that sincerely. Get exactly what you have earned with your pukish cynicism towards other people's pain. Die as horrible as it can happen, you fucking piece of shit. Oh man, it just builds. I mean, I know hate is useless as emotion, but I mean, these people just make me want to fucking put my hand around their scurvy fucking necks and pop their fucking heads off and then eat their fucking eyeballs. I hate them so fucking much. People who mock pain. You just can't kill them badly enough. And such. Just joking, of course. Yeah, well, it's just stupid to say hate seems to be your anthem when my anthem is sympathy, fear, terror, disgust. So be a cunt. Fuck you also. I likewise hope that your head falls off in an unpleasant manner. Anyway, they're weak and afraid. Not everyone can face the true non-meaning of life. Yeah. It has meaning. It just doesn't have function. So you should say the true non-function of life. Yes, that's right. They're trolling me. It doesn't. So which their reward for trolling should be? I wish their head to fall off their shoulders in an unpleasant manner. More of that free-flowing, non-rhythming, writhing poetry. Nothing anyone needs to worry about. NSA needs to worry about whatever. Yeah, whatever. The feds come to get me. No, I'm not taking any personality tests. Fucking, you can't define me with such a, as Hannibal Lecter would say, you're gonna dissect me with such a dull scalpel, whatever he said. You think you can dissect me with such a puny little knife? How can you avoid being negative at work? Oh, I don't know. Stroke your nuts. Always helped me. I love animals, but hate humans. Yeah, I don't love all the animals. Let's see. Channel bipolar, mood disorder, personality disorder. Who cares? Retard is retard is retard is retard. Jerry, how is it that your parents and relatives let you stay there without owning your own place? What that means? You shouldn't have to worry about paying for a place. Yeah, well, should is one of those magic words. Lots of things shouldn't be. Hannibal was a southern plantation owner then. I don't know what that means. Bullshit anyway, just like, well, whatever. I mean, I'm not saying there's not some way you can classify things and all that kind of crap, but I'm just saying that kind of obviously, I don't think the standard personality profile is going to take into account the myriad of context that is an individual. It's not a categorizing test. It's a percentage of sections test. Well, whatever. Why should I take a look? Why are you people at all interested? Why would it matter? Oh, God. This is the shit you people worry about. Clearly, 90% of the stuff I talk about has nothing to do with a personality. At least 90%. They're logical arguments about solar panels on roofs. I don't need a personality test to make arguments about what is reality, what's the truth of our circumstance. Why is a personality test at all fucking interesting? Oh, it's just pathetic. They just want more fodder to argue against who you are instead of what you're saying exactly. I see little children and feel pity for them. They don't deserve to be tortured. Yeah. Well, they don't. I mean, the whole thing with children, I don't, again, how people can have kids and call it fun, I don't understand. Even, when I cleaned the pool, there was little kids years ago, and, that would sometimes be there, and they'd be running on the cement, and it bugged the fuck out of me because the parent, the women are just talking, they're not paying any attention. And these are like 4-year-old kids and shit. And I'm just, they're stumbling, and you're just saying, if that kid face forwards into the fucking cement, and I mean, it'd just be a nightmare being a parent. I don't know how anybody could enjoy it. It's just, you're just waiting for the fucking thing to turn blue. You're just waiting for it to swallow a quarter and it gets stuck in its esophagus or something. I mean, fuck. How can anybody say that's fun? I mean, these people are so fucking insane. I mean, it's like watching a fucking, it's like watching a bottle of anthrax, being carried by a drunken holiday or something. It's like, I don't want to watch that. Well, you are superficial and judgmental, and you're whiny and cunty. Did Conference Report ever make good arguments for antinatalism? No, he made arguments for natalism. Conference Report is a dumb cunt. I mean, he had kids, and then his own kids had reckless kids. So, he had twin sons, and apparently one of them knocked his girlfriend up at whatever, 16, Typical bullshit. How do you reduce, typical liberal asshole saying, oh, yes, us liberals have things under control, when, yeah, they're creating the welfare state. He let his kids get into skateboarding and other bullshit. I mean, I'd shoot my kid if he goes anywhere near a skateboard, I'm shooting him. He's dead. I mean, yes, waste your life, douche. Why don't you enter some nose picking contests, Junior? I mean, fuck. So what do you want to make of your life? That's hilarious. Oh, fuck. My life was over 57 years ago. What do I want to make of it? Can I live on your lawn? Well, I don't know. It just depends. I mean, really, do you, yeah, it has to be some perk for me in it. Like, do you have an endless supply of cigarettes or something? Then you could probably live in my lawn. If you can give me cigarettes every day, then you can live in my lawn. I'm glad I'm the way I am. Oh, I'm happy to be alone and hate people. Well, I don't know. Fine. I'm glad to not be them. I know I don't want to be that guy or 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 that guy. That's all I know. I know I don't want to be one of you. And I certainly don't want to be one of them. I'd rather be one of you than one of them, but I certainly don't want to be one of them. Ooh. Horror. I paid taxes to let you live there. No, fuck you. I paid taxes. Okay? I paid into Social Security, fuck cunt. So go ahead, kill yourself. Have your head fall off, you fucking cunt weasel. You pay taxes. There's no evidence you do actually do that. There is no evidence that you didn't inherit the money if you do. Yeah. There's no evidence you ever did any work in your fucking life, Glenn. Fucky Yui. Till deady and pooey. I think he wrote some snark comment about, I blocked him, I think, on the physics channel. So he wrote some stupid ass physics comment on one of the inmendham videos. It's stupid, dumb weasel. Are there still bears in Jersey? Yeah, there are. And it's annoying. Every time I go in the woods, I'm like, oh, fuck. Any bears? Hello? I am not a picnic basket. No picnic baskets anywhere around here. You'll have to go somewhere else. You know, I hate worrying about it. Why should I have to worry about whether I'm going to run into some fucking pissed off bear? I don't know if I need to have cleaning done, but you know, maybe we could make it into some kind of, you know, naked cleaning fun or something. But there's no, I see the cleaning isn't the problem. I have to throw away stuff, and I just don't like throwing stuff away. I have lots of junk, but it's all good junk. Like, see, I got another little Chinese sound card, $1. So the version to get is 7.1 channel sound. So it says on it. It has little buttons. But $1. And it actually works. I mean, I got this really great microphone now, so I don't need it. But I'll use it on the laptop maybe. But it actually works for $1. It works better than my sound card. Amazing. At least with Linux. I didn't try it on Windows. Are deer ticks still a problem? Yes, they're a horrible problem, but you know, I found the solution. Well, one of the solutions was I needed to de-tick my house because apparently, probably the cat brought a tick in that must have laid eggs because the nymphs were getting me on my own couch. So I sprayed the couch, and that certainly helped. But the trick is I take a hot bath every single night, very hot. And since I've been doing that, no Lyme. So I think that's the answer. But yeah, I mean, I had Lyme disease 11 times. 11 times. I mean, it really did do some damage. I mean, it didn't. You know, I'd probably have a very clean house now if it wasn't for them damn Lyme ticks. Speaking of deer ticks, I actually had Lyme disease when I was 18. I was a hypochondriac, so I actually recognized the symptoms. Oh, okay, I had to take 1 pill a day for 30 days. Yeah, well, it's just antibiotics takes care of it, but antibiotics ruins you. So I mean, I had to take antibiotics, 11 times, and it just fucks you up too much. Anyway, into stage 2. Well, what's that? I hope you don't have stage 2 something bad. I don't know what that is. Oh, I can't go back and find out what into stage 2 means. Oh, whatever. How's the golf game? Do you watch golf? Not really. I watch the majors sometimes. I watched like the last day of the Masters this year. If so, do you have a fave? Oh, I don't like that word. That's a very unfavorite word of mine is fave. I really don't like that at all. No, the other guy is good. The Dustin Johnson's kind of boring. Is he the fat guy that just won? I mean, I like that he's a little bit fat. I like when a kind of a fat golfer wins. That's always kind of entertaining. But the really good one is that Spieth guy. I mean, he's got the shit. I mean, if he was, if he get his head on straight and not, not fuck up. I mean, he's got the game. Anyway, I mean, when he's good, he's amazingly good. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, immorality will never exist. Whatever that means, silly. How bad is Lyme mess you up? Well, like, the first time I had it, I didn't know I had Lyme disease, and it was outrageously bad because I had a 105-degree temperature, and I was pretty sure I was going to die. I was really, really, everything ached. My hair ached, everything ached. It was really uncomfortable and nasty, and you just feel like puke, and you're just, you can't move, you can't breathe, you're just so bad. But once you take the antibiotics, it's like, oh, I'm better. So the next times I had it, I never had it that bad. I'd get a fever, but it was never, 101, 102. And by the time the meds kick in, I don't like meds either. I don't think I've ever said meds. By the time the antibiotics kicks in, you're okay. So the other times I had it, it wasn't so bad. It's just that the antibiotics just, they ruin your teeth. The antibiotics fuck you up. Well, I appreciate it, but I mean, there's lots of words. If you're going to try to not say things that irritate Gary, you're gonna have to really, really, really change your speaking patterns, because there's a lot of shit that irritates me. Would you ever get a tattoo? Well, the neat thing about the Lyme ticks is that the nymphs can carry the disease, and you'll never even see them. They're so fucking tiny. I never actually got Lyme disease from an adult tick. Let's see. Yeah, I only had the rash twice. All the other times, I just didn't. I wasn't a rash reactor, so I never got the rash, except for 2 times. Well, there's like 5 varieties of Lyme disease, so apparently it's only one variety that gives me the rash, and the other 4 don't. What happened to Gray Text? I don't know. He's got a plastic vagina now. I don't know what happened to him. He turned into a woman and is kind of creepy, but he seems happy, so I guess that's okay. I mean, I sort of missed the old Great Text from years ago, the drunk and all that kind of stuff. New Great Text is kind of I agree. Antibiotics screwed over my kidneys. Have you ever met Old Fan in person? Well, sort of. I don't know what the in-person thing really matters, but no, I haven't met her in person. Yeah, well, like I said, they do fuck your teeth up. My teeth are really bad. They were already not doing well, and the antibiotics didn't help at all. Gray Tex is an imposter. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Obviously, he enjoys what he's doing, so who cares? I mean, he wasn't terribly relevant to any meaningful conversations anyway. He was a natalist and all that kind of shit. He was an idiot. He's, his philosophy is not very consistent with my own, so I never had much use for him. Use coconut oil for your teeth. Well, whatever. Everybody has their, oh, it works for everything. It's just, coconut oil is the new interferon. It's like, oh, it's like Roundup fetuses, coconut oil. I stay away from it unless I get sick. I take vitamin D pills, whatever. Well, I'm just saying, I don't think that's going to work for Lyme disease or something. Let's see. Seems odd. Wait a minute. I met Old Fan. Why do we want to know who has met whom? Seems odd. Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I don't understand it actually. I've never asked anybody who they've met in person or any that kind of shit. Never. It's not something that I have any curiosity about. It is clearly different. Like I said, Piero was different in person than what I expected, in the sense that his, how he looks in video is, definitely more feeble and not as tall. So, but the Amazing Atheist would be like that too, right? I mean, he's 6'7". I mean, he doesn't look 6'7" in the video. So, I mean, 6'7" is fucking tall. How old are you? Gee. 58. Ew. Remember the Indian Ananias guy who became transgender? I forgot his name. I don't know if he was Indian. Yeah, he's originally from one of those places next to Australia, whatever the hell it is. Piero is so much younger looking than he actually says he is. It surprised me. Well, he's not really that young looking because he's far away. Okay, Piero does his videos. Hey, I'm way over here. Yeah. But if he's, you can see his age in him when he's, when he's a little closer to the camera. You can see that guy's in his 40s, deep into the 40s. What do you mean TJ's a vegetarian? What kind of joke is that? TJ made the cringiest video against vegetarian and vegans back in the day. Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, it doesn't seem likely that he would go vegetarian without me hearing about it. Oh, I mean, not eating meat was not that difficult. You just start eating less, and then all of a sudden you don't notice it anymore. So, I mean, it's not difficult. Um, Especially, I wasn't very rich, so I didn't like spending money on food. But yeah, I mean, I still living at home when I just started moderating. I mean, I stopped eating beef first, um, and it was a little slower to stop eating things like chicken or turkey or something. But yeah, and I can say over like a 3-year period. I mean, I worked in a restaurant, so sometimes, like maybe twice a year, I'd have a steak or something, or I didn't go cold turkey. I just kind of let it go over time. And, by the time I was like 22, I was eating mostly, um, rice and potatoes and that kind of stuff. You can do vegan keto diet, whatever that is. That I'm saying TJ is. I don't know what that is, but I don't know what that is. TJ's an opportunist in the worst, in the classically poster child version of opportunist. He is disgusting opportunist. Yes, I've responded to 2 of his critique videos of Jordan Peterson. His argument is idiotic. He thinks Jordan Peterson hates chaos. I don't know how that exactly fits, but then TJ thinks somehow chaos is cool when we know he doesn't think that. I mean, he would if the tire just blew up on his car for no good reason, he wouldn't say, "Oh, that was cool." I mean, it's just stupid. Yeah, well, I'll just block you, Mr. Earth Doctor. It's just an idiotic argument. Talking about by buying your meat, you are hiring people to enslave animals to cruel circumstances, you fucking cunt. Nothing Chi J produces is a complete work. Well, I mean, I don't know even how to call it a complete work. He just keeps redundantly saying the same thing over and over again, and tells a lot of personal anecdotal stories that have absolutely no relevance to a fucking philosophical argument. I was disenfranchised by life because nobody would be my friend. And the one friend I had, he wouldn't have sex with me. And so my life was really unhappy. Therefore, I'm a nihilist. I mean, you know, gee, that's such a great argument. I totally get you. I mean, that so totally convinces me I should be a nihilist. I mean, no, no, it doesn't. Oh, anyway. Do you think eating insects would be better alternative to meat? Well, again, if I don't know what you think insects feel, but it's all about how you kill them, I guess. I just don't see any I don't see any need for an alternative. It's not what we're biologically designed to eat, you retard. Do you think human beings before fire were actually running down squirrels and tearing their fur off with our dull teeth and chewing the raw flesh with guts in it and shit? Do you really think we were doing that? You fucking retard? Damn. I mean, your obsession with meat is just your particular obsession, just like people who like that butt fuck. You know, it's not some kind of instinctive thing. It's something you acquired as a habit. Okay, you are fucking the wrong hole, and you decide you like to do that, and now you're complaining that somehow, oh, is there some other way I can turn a vagina into an anus? I mean, damn. Well, I'm just saying, you think it's a good argument to sit there and say you know what insect brains feel, so it's okay to torture insects then. I mean, it's not a solution. And again, the subject really isn't about being a vegetarian for the function of saving the world. The point is being a vegetarian because you're aware. It's a statement saying, I'm aware that this game isn't acceptable. Hurting other things for my comfort is not acceptable. I mean, breathing the gases that the biosphere has to produce is unacceptable. Stealing their energy is unacceptable. The game is unacceptable. Stupid fuckers. Chimps don't hunt smaller monkeys. So again, that's just urban legend crack bullshit. Um, Deviant chimps do. Okay, not chimps. So it's like saying human beings are all serial killers. All human beings molest children and kill them. It's idiotic to draw those conclusions. Very unusual chimpanzees have been videoed killing animals. And the argument is they learned the behavior by watching their own tribe members being macheted to death by poachers. Oh, so you know that as a fact. You know how many nerves you need to feel. I would argue that feeling was the first thing our brains did. It's the oldest part of the brain. Um, Almost. I mean, it's not as old as like eyeball, but it's really old. And so your presumption that you know, I say, where's your evidence, fucknut? Oh, everybody's supposed to know Peter Singer's argument. Peter Singer is kind of a weak vegetarian in the sense that he couldn't even convince Richard Dawkins, right? I mean, that's such a weird conversation between him and Dawkins. oh, gee, so yeah, well, these animals do feel, and yeah, they, I agree that, oh, yeah, it's not a good thing, but I'm not going to change anything, you know, and he couldn't like make him connect it to like, well, you see, if you do change what you're doing, then you're not contributing to the problem, right? You can get that, can't you? Well, I don't even know if insects experience fear, so that's a tricky question there. I mean, they're obviously designed to be a different kind of soldier than humans are. So I don't know if fear enters into their existence. Well, anyway, I mean, this idea that you know all this stuff is just blah, blah, blah. But regardless, I'm just saying if you want to eat insects because you think it's better than eating mammals, I'd probably say, yeah, on balance, it's probably better because the insects have a very short life. They're all going to die quickly. You know, it's pretty hard to say, well, I tortured the insects. You know, no, their life is already torture. So it's a lot harder to fuck up an insect's life. It's a lot easier to fuck up a pig's life. So if you want to eat bugs instead of pigs, I'd say, yeah, that was probably going to be an improvement. But why you think you need to eat bugs is the question. We don't need biologically to eat bugs or flesh of any kind. We don't process raw flesh. Our digestive tract. If you want, steak tartare was introduced in the United States as a way of losing weight. Okay, that's how it was introduced as a weight loss plan. Eating raw meat means you basically the meat will go right through you and you'll gain no calories from it, almost none of the calories. I mean, people don't understand shit about basic biology. Yeah, well, bread is like I would argue that I think it's one of the most efficient foods humans can eat because you will get almost every single calorie out of a piece of bread. You eat a hamburger, you're only going to get 30% of the calories in the hamburger. That's stupid emoticon is supposed to be confused. He looks very sad. He doesn't look confused. He looks like depressed. That's really funny. So they have an emoticon called confused that is depressed. Oh, I hate those things. I hate those fucking things. Well, I'm just saying, if you eat a raw meat diet, you have to eat 7 or 10,000 calories to get 2,000 calories. So raw meat diets are incredibly inefficient because your biology cannot process. It doesn't do well. Protein isn't your gut doesn't like protein molecules. They're big, thick, gluey things, and it just wants to shit them out. It's like fat. It doesn't even like a lot of fat. It just shits it out. So anyway, I think I've done enough of this crap. Um, yeah, so I'll metaphorically touch you or something. It's not even metaphoric, it's virtually. Yes, that's right. I actually only typed a simple emotion, but YouTube replaces it with emoji. Yes, okay. I don't know which one you typed, but I didn't know there was a confused emoticon. But what do I have no idea. I don't pay any attention to such things. I don't think this was great. No, I think that's a horrible exaggeration. This was barely this this was barely scraping past mediocre. But anyway, we'll try it once in a while, maybe once a week. I'll play over here, but yeah, that's probably enough. Once a week. Yeah, 2.5 hours. Shit, that's a long time. I didn't think I was. Didn't think I wasted that much time in this shithole. Damn. Anyway, so I would like to find people to have actual conversations with who are not clowns or idiots or doofuses or any of that shit. So if anybody's interested in joining me in one of these conversations, and they're a person of some not completely disabled and mentally crippled and fucked up, yes, that might be nice. So PM me or something. Yes, well, Daniel, you seem reasonable enough. So when you're in the mood, let me know. Let's see, live in North Korea. Anyway, you're still typing shit, and I'm leaving, so I guess I'll just have to ignore the stuff you're typing and such. I can do that. I've gotten better at. I don't know if I have actually. I've always been bad at transitions. Always. It's always like this for me. You can see it in my videos, right? I mean, I'm bad at starting and I'm bad at ending. You know, it's always been awkward for me. Middle's pretty easy, but beginning and endings. I have a Shakespeare problem. And such. Cut the cord. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you're another death metal guy. Oh yeah, fuck you. People should be granted personal freedom. So whatever, fuck you. People should be in cages for fuck's sake. They're idiots. Anyway, till the next time. Well, those rotten comments made it easier to go. Yeah, what assholes. Fucking typing that scurvy shit anywhere near me. Ugh, it's terrible. So till the next time and such. Sorry, I should put the camera somewhere over here where I'm looking at it when I'm talking. So it's probably another thing I should fix. Sorry about that. A little bit impolite to be talking to them over there when you're over here. So I'll think about that. And righto, such. Yeah. Something. Yeah, you know, good. I have to come up with an ending for live rooms. Yeah, no, just be the same bullshit. Till next time, such. Mostly. Yeah, mostly. So anyway, to whatever, blah, 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 blah.